Good evening, everyone. This is Pastor Rocket. Just wanted to give you a quick video to give you a look at what to expect when you show up for prayer tomorrow. We'll be praying or have the church open for prayer. We can have up to 10 people in the building at a time, and we'll be accommodating that many people, and we'll pray in shifts if we have to. The church will be open at 6 a.m. tomorrow until 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then we'll be opening again tomorrow evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. There will be at least one officiant in the building at all times, and I want to give you a look at what you can expect when you get here tomorrow. First of all, I'm going to spin around here. This is the front door of the church, which I'm sure you'll recognize, which has been cleaned and sanitized and will be cleaned again this evening. We'll be cleaned again in the morning and after each session of prayer tomorrow. First thing you'll see when you walk in the door, we have made masks and gloves available for you. The masks that are available were made by the folks over at Longview Church of God, and they donated those to us. These masks are reusable and rewashable, so if you decide you'd like to have one when you get here, keep your mask when you leave. As long as you put it in a laundry safe bag, it should be safe to launder in your home washer or dryer. So we have masks and gloves available if you feel that you need those. Also want you to notice that we do have one-way traffic happening in here tomorrow. The door here to the left that many of you sometimes go in and out, we won't be using that for an entry. That's an exit only tomorrow. So if you would come to your right, and you'll see it's marked enter, and you'll see these arrows on the floor that will show you the way you can walk, so we can keep traffic one way, keep people from walking by one another. Entrance sign, we do have these signs posted. We're required to do this when we're going to have people in the building. So this is the social distancing notice that we've got put up. Hopefully at some point in the future we'll get something at least semi-permanent. I'm not thrilled about having them in the sanctuary because I don't like how they look, quite frankly, but we're not here to judge what we've been asked to do. We simply want to do things properly. So in order to be in keeping with the things that state has asked us to do, as well as the things that our state office from the Church of God has asked us to do, we have this posted here. So this will be the conditions. Because these are state regulations, and because the ones that may go beyond the state regulations are ones that our state bishop has asked us to observe, in the interest of being able to keep the building open and continue to minister to people, we will ask you to follow those rules. And if they're not followed, we will ask you to leave, because we don't want to endanger others, nor do we want to endanger our ability to legally continue to operate as a church and function as a ministry here at Anchor Church of God. So there's your social distancing. You'll see those posted several places. Then as you walk in the building, you will see these arrows that just mark one-way traffic. You'll also notice, if you look at the pews, we've marked every other pew as not being usable. You'll also notice on the pews, we've lined out tape to make sure that people that decide to sit in a pew tomorrow, if they come in and decide to sit while we pray, we'll be able to sit at opposite ends of the pews, so that there'll be at least 6 feet between us. The pews that we have in here, the small ones are 8 feet long, and the longer ones are 9 feet, so we should have plenty of room. So just please observe that, and as you walk in, you'll see we've got the social distancing signs posted up front. We've got places where if you decide you'd like to pray at the altar, whether standing or kneeling, we've got those marked out for you and have made sure that there are 6 feet between the centers of each of those places. Also, just want to call to your attention, so you'll be aware, basement is off limits tomorrow. We've got a sign down there that says no entry. Generally, people don't go into the basement from the sanctuary anyway, but that's the situation there. And then you'll notice, once you've come into the church to pray, whether you come in this way and decide to pray up front, or whether you want to walk out this way and sit in the pews on this side of the church, we do have the exit mark, so you'll walk this direction and head out the door in the opposite way you came in. The only place that we'll even be close to one another is if someone happens to be exiting as another person is entering. So I will ask you to please be conscious of that tomorrow. If someone is on their way out as you're on their way in, or the opposite, if you would give them the appropriate distance we're supposed to have before you make your way in or out of the building. I'm not sure how many people to expect in the morning or tomorrow evening, so just be aware of others. And if we find out we have more than 10 people in the building, or 10 people that want to be in the building, we'll have folks wait, and we'll have someone counting, and we will let new people in as the people that are here are leaving, because we want the place, or that we want this church and this sanctuary to be a house of prayer. And you've heard my message about wanting to pray about what God would have us do, and how do we proceed from this point. How do we operate in this new set of circumstances, and how are we going to continue to minister from this point on. So if you have personal needs to pray for, we'll certainly have an opportunity for that, but the thrust of this prayer meeting is going to be pursuing God's will for our church and for our families, and how do we find our place in the kingdom, in the new thing that God is doing with his people and in the society and culture that we're living in today. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope you'll be here for one of our prayer sessions. God bless you, and I hope I'll get to see you again very soon.